No.
What is up, anime heads, and happy new year. The Eat the Cake crew is back, and we covered kind of some of the more anticipated anime releases, series, if you will, the last episode. So this episode, we're going to be talking about the feature-length anime projects that are be coming out winter of 2025 or 26, actually. Dang, I'm still trying to get into the habit of saying 26 after saying 25.
Usually takes me like 2 months.
Yeah, so it's, getting the rust off, getting that into my system. But outside of that, how was everybody's new year? I think we asked that last time. Everybody just pretty much stayed in the house. We're all old people over here.
Ask how was like your week-long month of January, because that's how fast it's freaking.
I know.
It's like a week goes by, you blink, January's done.
And you're lucky you've missed out on the joys of the Snowmageddon.
Oh yeah, you guys all got that giant snowstorm. Not me. I had palm trees, sun. It's a nice 50 degrees over here.
Yeah, it must be nice. I was telling EJ, I had to move my stuff indoors and use like my indoor setup because I was like out there in the garage, and it was just like you can hear the wind just.
It's trying to get in.
I know what you're doing in there. Let me in. My fingers. I'm just like, bro, I can't do this shit. So.
Yeah,
dude, that's like back in the day with the OMs. You have to wear
gloves
because it gets so cold.
Ridiculous.
You're like shivering in your vortex, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And you step outside, it's 110. You're woo.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm sick.
But we got a few movies that we want to talk about, things that we're hyped up to see. Some movies have already released here in the States on streaming services, and some are just projected to. So we'll get into that. If you guys are watching, as we're talking about whatever movies, if there's one that you're looking forward to, let us know. Put us on game, as we will try to put you on game on what we're looking for. But unless you guys have anything for the folks, we can go ahead and play our amazing intro and get into this dope-ass show.
Spin that track, DJ.
Ooh, I like that.
The following is a presentation of the DFPN Podcast Network, reminding you to always question the answers.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Eat it. Eat the cake. Yeah. Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Well, all right. I bet you thought you stumbled on another podcast. Of course you're right, but let me tell you about the contrast. It's really different, not an X in front of Comcast. We cover anime today and on the times past. Listen and learn in that order, then replay. Be entertained by Mac, Jackie, and EJ. 3 hoes doing way more than the most, proving you can pay the lion, but it's all in the approach. Originals and sequels, the newbies and the Ichigos. The world's up in flames to the ones more peaceful. The weapons of the Shuto, manga Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, and a lot more that you know. Subscribe, hit the like, give the algorithm life once. We trying to get the same pie that Apple took a bite from. Join the conversation, let us know if you can relate. If not, you still might be forced to eat the cake. Anime, hey, eat the cake. Hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime, hey, eat the cake. Hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime.
Love that song.
Every time. Oh, we lost you, Willie.
I don't know why it keeps muting me when we come back from the song.
Oh, there you go.
Here. I'm back. I'm back because I'm sitting there talking and it's just like your mic is muted. I'm like, who keeps muting my mic? But like we talked about in our opening, we're just going to come right in and talk about the movies we're looking forward to or have already come out in the winter of 2026. And I got this cool little intro that brings us into that segment. So stay tuned and pause for it. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got the right thing loaded up. All right. Yep. So let's get into our winter 2026 anime movie preview. I guess. Liner. Hey,
There
that's
you
why
go.
pay you the big bucks, Jackie.
Thanks. I do this for free. Nice.
All right. Ready.
Every time I come back from the video,
I
don't like this indoor setup. Every time we go indoor, it's just like your shit's gonna be muted. Don't say shit. But I don't know who would like to go first, talking about a movie that they're looking forward to.
EJ, you can go first.
Okay. All right. So I've covered one of my selections I covered before when we were looking just like on the radar and what's out there. And I know that I keep getting conflicting releases. I just know that as far as the United States or the United Kingdom and so forth, all had different release dates. But in November of last year, Japan released Scarlet, which is an animated film. It's a fantasy set film, but more of a darker set or dark fantasy setting. As far as it's a lot more dealing with more like murder, betrayal, revenge. It's a little bit darker notes. The art is beautiful, and it was to be released in the United Kingdom and I believe the U.S. either February 6th. So it just released yesterday, as far as the West goes. But Japan's had it out since November of last year, and it's had mixed reviews. But overall, I mean, the reviews have been, good, if not, to great, and especially when it comes to the art and the pacing and so forth. Which this is one of those where they've mixed traditional art and CG, which seems to be the direction of the future. But I feel like they've done it in a way that's very very fluid and well done. The art, like I said, is beautiful. And one thing that I'd like to call out, one of the reasons it drew my attention, is the focus on lighting, which I feel like they've used lighting in the presentation here to bring emphasis to certain scenes. And I feel like that's like, I know all direction as far as cinematic direction goes, they use lighting, but I feel like they've done a great job in the presentation of this movie as far as making the lighting part of the story, and it plays out as you're watching. It also gives me vibes to like Gamakucha with the like the giant beasts and stuff, and just overall, I'm excited to watch it. I've read a lot, and especially during the research and checking out clips and trailers, and I always like to see when anime starts heading and breaking new molds and heading in directions that I feel are show signs of growth. And I feel like this is another one because it's getting such a big theatrical release. I mean, getting IMAX attention. So that to me is a step in the right direction always, especially the anime. Being an anime fan, when you see something you're interested in get an IMAX release, you're like, thumbs up. So just hoping everyone gets a chance to check it out. If you have checked it out, and hit us up here in the comments. Let us know what you thought, the pros, the cons. Is it something that we should all be checking out? Do you think it's a good direction? So that's my first pick is Scarlet. I don't know if any of my fellow compatriots here have seen anything or followed anything on it, but it's I'm definitely interested in getting to watch it when it comes out. So it actually supposedly came out yesterday, but I'm double checking because I see everything for all the releases, and it says I'm also wide release is the 13th. So look for it February 13th, and wide release as far as like if your theaters in your area carry a day that they show anime, kind of like what Willie has told us before with AMC, where they have special dates that they release. I think Regal does as well, where they'll have a special showing. So check for that February 13th, and it's the movie again is Scarlet, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Ooh, it's already
go
ahead,
IMAX,
Jackie.
Sorry, the exclusive IMAX ran on February 6th, so yesterday.
Okay. That was
if anyone has that, that's when it came out, and then the English dub, that's when it was scheduled for release was this month. So
So Willie, when we go to the theater for these releases with AMC and stuff, I haven't had a chance to yet. Do they only show the English dub, or do they show?
Nope, they'll have different showings. Like some will be dubbed, and one theater will show it in with sub and stuff. So, yeah, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man was the same thing. JJK was the same thing. So you just gotta look at your whatever app you use to get the tickets and figure out, do you want to watch it sub? It's showing here. I guess there's an IMAX showing at 4 p.m. here, and then again at 10:30. So I might go try to check it out this afternoon, because looking at that trailer, it looks amazing. The animation and everything for it.
Very Shakespearean kind of story base, as far as what I understand too. So a lot of tragedy involved. Like I said, darker fantasy, but done in beautiful manner as far as what I've seen so far.
Yeah, what I read about some of the ratings and reviews is that it got about a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.2 on IMDb, which again, take that with a grain of salt. But a lot of people said, like, to your point, EJ, like the like atmosphere, the animation, and everything is absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of critics praise that. But I guess where like some of the ratings kind of go down is the narrative piece was really complex for people to, like, I guess, follow or get into. The visual craft, emotional ambition, they said was like really amazing. But again, like one of this quotes, though some find its layered structure dense on first viewing. So maybe it's like one of those ones, like when you first watch it, it's like what's going on maybe hard to follow, and you kind of have to watch it a few times to really understand the story, the complexity that the director's trying to drive. But the director, he's Mamoru Hosoda. He was Oscar nominated, if you ever listened or watched the movie Mirai, and acclaimed for like lots of emotional storytelling, imaginative worlds like Belle. If you ever watched Belle, that came out on Netflix. Wolf Children, which is a really good one. Summer Wars, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, which is a timeless
and that's
movie.
An amazing one too as well.
Yeah, so this director and writer is known for those complex types of storytelling, whatever. But this one seems like maybe it was a little bit much for people. I don't know. I want to watch it. The animation looks fire. I'm all for like female leads too when it's like this type of story. Usually it's always a male lead. So regardless, though, I would love to watch it. Apparently, the story was also inspired by Hamlet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah,
because from what I understand, it's a lot. It centers around betrayal and vengeance, as far as like her father's life was taken, and she's on the path to try to, avenge him. So in a way, that's very, very Hamlet-like. And of course, you look at it, it's a Western, fantasy as far as the setting looks. So, makes sense. Kings, kingdoms, royalty, the whole, echelons of power there. So that usually plays into it. But yeah, it looks great, and I'd be interested in seeing it. And I understand when it comes to a lot of these stories, sometimes because of the parameters of trying to fit it into a viewing, we lose. There may be portions that we don't get the amount of
will you stop growling at the
supporting information.
Sorry, I thought I muted myself.
Nah.
I'm gonna clutch my pearls.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm not doing anything yet.
Hold on, I gotta get this dog away from the cat.
It's all good.
It happens. No, I understand the story can get complex. Like, anytime you're gonna have, real deep interactions and traumatic or tragedy kind of stuff going on, the story's gonna get complex. And how much can you fit in? I mean, sure, there's parts where you're like, why is this happening? Or who is that guy? And that happens, especially because it's a movie. If it was a series, you'd have the time to go, hey, let's do a short arc on why this guy is like, involved or something, but we can get what we can get, and especially in movies. I mean, one of my favorite series of all time is Escaflowne, and the movie is god awful. It's like they tried to cram the entire series into like an hour and a half, and you're just like, what?
What just happened?
You're like, I'm never watching any Escaflowne again. People who've never seen the series are probably like, this is Escaflowne is stupid. And you're like, oh my god, ruined
No, go watch the show. Give it a shot.
They're like, no, thank you. I watched the movie. Like,
I'm also looking like the production. Well, the writer and the director.
yeah.
You know, he was adamant that it won't use a 2D animation, but was trying to go for a different look. So 4.5 years to produce and get this film out, which is longer than any of his other films. So we're talking about Mamoru Hosoda.
Yeah, he seemed to really be pushing that.
Yeah. So he was trying to incorporate a lot of things to make the facial expressions a little bit more realistic. So that lets you know, like, the importance of him trying to relay certain emotional aspects across. Because, you know, if it's in tune to kind of being inspired by Hamlet, which, if people don't know, it's a very tragic story that Shakespeare wrote. Betrayal.
Ophelia.
Yeah. Right now, that's kind of
But yeah, so the reason he was trying not to go 2D is he's saying trying to relay the things that he wanted to relay emotionally could not be done in 2-dimensional, which I don't know, you know, if you're a traditionalist when it comes to you like hand drawn and the talent of artists doing that. I think some people lose sight on the fact that it also takes skill and talent to be able to use computers and these other things to still generate these same animations and stuff. So it's not like it's, you know, people feel how they feel about AI. It's not like he's just typing shit in and letting a fucking computer generate shit.
You have to draw and like crop, and you have to like move the mouth muscles, whatever you want to call it, with however you want them to see.
If you're trying, especially with anything that's got that much emotion and drama going on, you know, it could be just a straight up drama series. It's hard to convey, and emotions are key. And if you get up, you know, to a close up on the character and their facial expression just isn't conveying what you want, it's got to be difficult, you know. But I could see it from both sides. A traditionalist looks at it. There are many animes that carry a lot of dramatic impact that are 2D, you know. I mean, look at Berserk. Berserk's like probably got some of the most devastating emotional impacts, and it's carried excellently with 2D. So it's possible, but this, from what I understand from this director, is he's pushing towards what he sees as the future of art, you know, being able to convey more and more of this emotion, to be able to be more realistic in its presentation. And I can't knock him for that.
Yeah, I'm looking. And it's been nominated for some awards, you know, kind of smaller ones. New York Film Critics Online, Best Animation, Women Film Critics Circle for Best Animated Female, Georgia Film Critics Association, Best Animated Film, and I guess the Annie Awards that'll be later this month on the 21st, Best Feature Independent, Best Direction, and Best Writing.
Wow, that's pretty good.
We'll see if it wins. So chances are highly likely. I'll go try to check that out today. One of these showings, hopefully the 4 o'clock, because at 10:30, bro, like I'll be in that.
You'll be snoozing.
Getting my comfy clothes on.
Who the hell is that in the back?
10:30.
Nah, but 100%. I'm excited to check that out. What you got on the plate, Jackie?
So the one that I found that I thought was kind of interesting is, if you want to look it up, it's called Loka. It's an indie anime short film. So the genre and the synopsis of it, it's a post-apocalyptic slice of life adventure short animation, and basically about life in a ruined world with exploration. And it's like 2 kids. They're the last of everybody, and they're just exploring this world that's pretty much ended. So it was made by this studio called Studio Card Number 3. That's a student-led creative collective. They formed it via social media, and it's made up of just a bunch of creators who are studying animation, visual design, sound, and it's not a commercial studio production, but just like what I said, an original indie student project. So the runtime's only 20 minutes, which I thought was really cool. Just a short film. So if like you're not a really long like film type person, this is perfect. But the original story is not based on anything. They just created it. It was screened in 2025 at Fantasia International Film Festival, which is in France. And then in December 19th, 2025, this is when they had a Japanese theatrical short run in a cinema in Tokyo. And I guess it's been shown at domestic animation events and student screenings earlier then. So there's no official like announcement from when they're going to have it come out in North America in 2026. So right now where you can watch it is on YouTube. But the festival screening did include English subtitles. There's no English dub for you to watch it. The one thing I thought that was really cool is the animation's different. I always like when it's like this. It's like this type of drawing. Like the colors are really gorgeous. I think the idea behind like something that's so sad, like an apocalyptic world, but then it's just following these two kids that are just adventuring around. I guess it won the Audience Gold Award, which is best in its category at Fantasia International Film Festival. It was signaling a strong reception among festival audiences. A lot of people praise its artistic vision, the pointed tone, and how it represents rising indie creators. And then overall, it was just like this student-led project, I guess, stood out among even professional entries that were there, which showed a lot of promise for new creators. And I'm all for like supporting like those smaller like creators. And studios that are just trying to create things. And
I think
I will say that a lot of people say that it reminds them of Made in Abyss.
That's the vibe I was getting.
Yeah, they said that the concept is neat. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like if it's gonna end on like a high note or a low note. With the genre saying it's slice of life, it might just be them just like going on this adventure through this world where there's like nobody else. But supposedly it's supposed to be more upbeat watch when the world is basically it's destroyed by whatever. I have no idea, but yeah, I thought this was really cool. I was just looking up like different movies. Let's look at the trailer, and I noticed like a lot of times when there's anime movies that come out, there's a lot of short films too that like get a lot of praise and that are really awesome that we don't talk about. We're always like talking about the hour and a half, 2 hour ones, and there's a lot of short ones that are also considered films. And I know this was like more 2025, but I want to talk about it because the recent one when it finally came out was December, so that's why I wanted to bring it in here for winter and for people to check out and watch. But I'm all for like the indie movies. I've talked about this with Steven a lot. Like we're seeing a lot of repetitive themes with movies. You know, there's only so many times that you can like come up with an original story, and this one seems very original and different. And yeah, so I'm gonna check it out big time.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because I type Loca and it's like sending me to these other like other movies, like live action stuff, which I'm just like, well, that's cool, but that's not the one I'm looking for. But
yeah, it's Loca with an exclamation point on all caps. And if you search Loca indie anime short film, you'll get more direct search results. I can't even tell you how I found it. I was literally just looking up like, you know, anime films that have come out in the past like 4 months or whatever, like winter 2026, must see, like whatever. And then I was looking up trailers of everything, and this one popped up, and I was like, whoa, this is really interesting. I've never seen.
In your research, did you notice? Okay, so I know there is computer graphics used as well as you know, art probably like 2D, but I don't know if it was just me, but I thought I mean, and the detail is beautiful, but like you could see it in the scenes in the background and so forth. They put amazing detail in there, but it also looks like almost like watercolor at certain points, and I'm like,
yeah,
that on computer, that's off, that's crazy cool. But
reminds me of Studio Ghibli vibes a little bit.
Exactly.
Ghibli, whatever country you're from.
The colors and the soft, you know, the soft, like the way the soft application of it, it feels like a watercolor, and that just kind of brings more of a personality to it. It feels like, so I'm interested in watching it. For sure.
Yeah, I think what I like best is like they focus so much detail on like the world, right, and like how crazy or not crazy, just how much it's changed post-apocalyptically, if that's a word. But then you have like this fun drawing of the kids that you just kind of like, so that shows like the plan, like desolate world and this, you know, like whatever happened, but you have these kids who are just like tra-la-lying like it's a video game, and they're just exploring like, let's go find some mushrooms and leaves and stuff and whatever. Like it's an indie video game kind of. But yeah, I thought it looked really really cool. It's different. I haven't watched it yet. It's only 20 minutes, but yeah, that's my first pick. I wanted to talk about because it's different.
You said it's on YouTube right now. You can watch the whole thing.
Yeah, when I searched it, that's where it was. Hold on, I might have. I didn't actually open it. It might be like one of those ones where it says watch this, and then when you open it, it's like we don't own the streaming rights, and you can't actually watch it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've run into those a lot.
Yeah, especially when you're doing the research, you end up like just trying to find some supporting stuff for what I'm looking at, and then it's like all these other unofficial posts that come up that you can't even watch. It's like,
oh yeah, so you can watch it on their YouTube channel. So it's available to watch for free on the National Film Board of Canada. Okay, so I guess it's a Canadian team. And they're on their YouTube channel. It was directed by I'm gonna probably butcher it, but Veronique Paquette. So they're probably from the French side of Canada.
French Canadian, yeah.
Yeah, it is a Canadian production that was released, early 2025. Okay, so I'm kind of breaking the rules, guys. I know we said 2026. I didn't know that, but it said December in Japan, so that's why
It's fine.
yeah, that's still.
I mean, if it released in Japan, it obviously is going to be released probably internationally in 2026. So
yeah, that's what I'm assuming, and which is why I went with it. But IMDb, it gave it a 6.3 out of 10. That's the only ratings I could really find.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, and plus the bonus of it being 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's probably a double-edged sword because like if the story's really intriguing or you get really involved with the characters, and the next thing you know, it's like credits. And you're just like, wait.
Yeah,
Like is there going to be a part 2 or something? So we'll see.
Yeah.
But obviously
that's like when I watched some of the shorts on Crunchyroll. I told you guys about that one short that I watched that was called oh my gosh, now I forgot. But anyways, it's like a music video that these people created a story around. It was only 3-4 minutes long, and I was bawling my eyes out at the end.
Yeah. I mean, it's the akin to like when Pixar shorts used to be a thing before the movie, and then like some of them things you just be like, oh my god, like the 4 or 5 minutes that you just used to just get me through all my emotions is diabolical. Pixar, like how dare you?
Well, I personally think it's it's a talent that if you're given that short amount of time, how do you tell your story in that short amount of time and the way that you want to get it, compared to like when people have an hour and a half, 2 hours of runtime, and you have all this extra stuff that they got to put into it. If you're able to capture audiences and reach their hearts, if you will, or whatever it is that you want to reach within that short amount of time, I think that's an incredible talent. So these short films I've been really liking a lot.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, to be able to captivate people in 20 minutes to the point where they're like, they want to know more. That's a gift. And looking at this, I could tell it's a passion project. They came up with the original story. Love to be able to pick their brains on putting together a 20-minute movie with to be able to convey that amount of story, feelings, and everything that they feel they wanted to within 20 minutes. It's outstanding.
Yeah.
Looking forward to checking that one out too.
Yep, will do.
So I don't want to say a hard left, but EJ brought up a very dramatic historical set piece based on a Shakespearean tragedy. Jackie brought up 2 young kids trying to survive in this post-apocalyptic type world. And I was like, let's get into some silly stuff, right? So the film I want to talk about was actually first released on YouTube in 12 separate episodes. So I'm talking about Milky Subway, the Galactic Limited Express. You could go watch all 12 episodes on YouTube. There's an English dub version of it, as well as a, if you like the subs and everything. But let me just bring the trailer up because it's pretty good. Like I watched a couple of the first few episodes, but now they're doing a movie. They're putting them, kind of all together, making a movie, and including like some bonus stuff that weren't included in the 12 episodes that have been released. But it's premiering. Well, it says it's premiering in theaters February 5th. So it's one of those, select releases You know what I'm talking about? And then
Yeah.
it'll be like
Yeah.
released on a wider level later in the month. But it's set in a cyberpunk space train environment. So you got your two characters, Chiharu, who's the pink character you see in there. She gets in trouble and she's sentenced to do community service cleaning up the subway, the Milky Express, right, which is an interplanetary subway, takes people here and there. She runs into the second main character, Machina, which is a cyborg, and hijinks ensues throughout their adventures. So the thing that really got me interested in this film is that it is a solo project, right? It's the animator Yohei Kamiyama, who directed, wrote, produced, and handled character designs, modeling, and sound
Wow.
production. So he
Stan.
was going through animation school and created like a smaller presentation for his graduation project, and he posted it and it got 6.7 views online. So he just slowly expanded that out and created this this very amazing thing that you see here. As you see, it's streaming July 3rd. So it's obviously, like I told you already, on YouTube. You can go check that out. But when I was just like, ooh, what studio did this? And it's like, this guy.
That's
and I'm just like, who else?
So cool.
This guy.
No,
by
Bob.
himself.
Bob over there in the corner, just Bob. It was all Bob.
Who did the art? That guy, the same guy.
Yeah.
Everything is that guy.
It's wild to do all of that himself. Obviously, reception, audiences, they're praising it. The music, I know that's kind of your bag, Jackie, but like the music for the episodes that I saw, spot on, fit in the environment, fit in the aesthetic of the show. The characters back and forth, amazing. It's such a good watch. Like, I want to finish watching the rest of it, but when you got so many other things to do. The episodes aren't long, because if you could put 12 episodes together and get it into about a 90-minute movie, you can tell, they're quick watches if you just want to knock the episodes
Yeah, I'm gonna
out.
check it out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's just one of the critics are calling it one of the most slept on but visually satisfying releases of the season. So again, this one-man army, Yohei Kamiyama, hopefully this is just a launching pad for this guy to just get out there and start doing what's up, Ant? To get out there and start possibly getting some big studio money behind him so he can create more and more things like this. But it kind of gave me not so much Scott Pilgrim vibes, but how Scott Pilgrim was like just this indie graphic novel series, and then it blew up into something. And so it's giving me the same vibe. Like, I think not enough people checked it out on YouTube for it to blow up. Maybe the theatrical release, people could go see all 12, sit down in one sitting, and maybe this will generate a little bit more buzz to kind of have him possibly expand this universe a little bit more. Or if he has other creative ideas, he get the backing of some people and hopefully have a team, so he's not a one-man band again trying to do all of this stuff, because I can only imagine how much time it took him. But
his graduation project, I feel like that takes you your whole college time, depending how many years you're doing. I feel like that's a lot of hours on the weekends.
Talk about it.
Oh my god.
But you can tell he put some real work into it. I mean, these characters are,
and the side characters, like it's just, it's amazing. One person did all.
Dude,
of this.
I love when creators put depth and time into side characters. It just really rounds out everything. Like if you favor, or you having a hard time, not only solely liking the main character, and you have love for all these other, it's a good watch.
Yeah, when you hear people mention something like, hey, my favorite person, and it ends up being like some, maybe the fifth character of the story, you're like, oh, that's when they've put some actual thought and depth into it, or the characters were important to the creator too. You know what I mean? Because you build a bond with, or you end up bonding with characters that were supposed to be just side notes or side quests, and you're like, that person was just so interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out. The art alone is is so interesting to me because it's got all the elements that you love of anime. You know, the expressions on their faces, and to know that he created all that. And, you know, the amount of time that it would take, because you could tell a lot of it's computer animated. So I mean, even the point where you see the one female officer, she's putting her hand on her forehead, showing that she's, you know, frustrated and stuff, and you're like, that every motion took, you know, his time to choreograph and puppeteer out with his little, you know, with his 3D models and stuff. That's some serious work.
Because you look at it, you're just, this is like damn near, you know, big budget Pixar.
Oh, no doubt. Look at the quality.
This reminds me of
the lighting.
Reminds me of K-pop Demon Hunters.
Exactly.
Yeah, the lighting and all of that stuff. I'm just like,
look at the texture on the backgrounds. I mean, the train, you know, all along the front of that train, you see wear and tear on you know, the surfaces, and you're like, that's time. He put effort into, you know, hey, you know, I mean, it looks like a big budget, like, hey, you know, Sony released a movie, or, you know, something. It's like, wow.
That's immediately what I thought. That's why I was like, who's the studio that did this? And it was just
is this coming out on Xbox?
Sit down. Sit down. This one
Meet
guy
Bob.
did that. Yeah.
Bob did everything. Bob needs a crown because Bob did everything.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's been nominated, seeing how it's just a bunch of series episodes that have been put together for a movie. I don't know if what their criteria is for nominating films for like feature presentations and stuff. But I'm hoping this gets some love with any award season, any kind of animation, you know, award ceremony. Like, it just needs some recognition, because again, one person, passion project, to put out something this quality, like, you know, let's not let this guy's fire die because it's, or maybe he's just, that'll just motivate him to do more. Either way, show this guy some love. My man Yohei Kamiyama, he put this together so well. Both the subbed and the, like, I've been watching the dub version because I've been trying to do stuff. The dub version is voiced very well. I would like to go back and kind of, after watching it in the English dub, go back watching it.
Does he do the voices too?
No, he doesn't, because that'd be over the top. That'd be over the top, bro. Like,
dude, you did
give this man all the money.
He just uses a voice changer.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
But that's the first one that I'm recommending out there. You got another one for us, EJ?
I do. So my next pick is it's called The Guardian of the Camphor Tree here, but in Japan it's The Keeper of the Camphor Tree, and it's based
camphor
on
tree?
the
Camper, like a camper.
Camphor is what yeah, it's spelled CAMPHOR tree, and they're enormous trees. They're in Japan, and I don't know if you're a Studio Ghibli fan, you've probably watched My Neighbor Totoro, and Totoro lives in a camphor tree. And the whole, you know, the camphor tree is where this nature spirit resides. Well, this movie is based on a mystery novel, and it's about a young man who has it goes through a tough period and is given he's got a lot going on. Things are not going great, and he's put on to being the caretaker of this camphor tree. And this camphor tree supposedly has mystical powers, and it's a supernatural or superstitious belief that you could pray to it, and there's a chance that a wish could be granted. A wish, in not just a simple wish. It's not like, hey genie, I want to be, you know, a quadrillionaire or whatever.
I want to be Beyonce.
It's more like it can affect your it can grant things to your life, you know, like, or from your life. So it's a drama. It's not, you know, it's not action based or anything, but it's basically the life experiences of this young man leading him to this moment where he's put on to taking care of this tree, and how it affects him and his interactions watching others interact with this tree and their traditions and beliefs being I don't know if you can't say it's like impressed upon him, but he's experiencing their beliefs, and in a way it affects his own view and then, his own life. And the art is very, very similar to, you know, what I would say is very traditional anime art style. It's done beautifully. I mean, even the backgrounds, like the way the out of focus forested areas and stuff still look so vibrant and real. But it looks beautiful, and it seems impactful emotionally. I kind of like that, as it's taken a step to be, like, let's slow down and walk for a bit and just kind of experience and learn. And I like the way that that's conveyed here. Almost like your busy life can lead you to so many obstacles or situations that impact you with stress or, emotions, that you have to deal with. And then if we take a step back, slow things down for a minute, and kind of just look at the world around you, the living world around you, in a way, it's very therapeutic. And I like that idea being conveyed here in this movie. And it's done, like I said, if you get a chance to check out the trailers, the art, the any kind of reels with it, it's beautiful. I mean, it's done in a way that, it draws you into where you want to go and see these natural, these icons of nature, things like a camphor tree. Camphor trees are enormous. So it's kind of like if you got to go ever to the West Coast and got to see some sequoias and redwoods, and just the majesty of something so massive that's alive, and existed for hundreds of years. And you're just like, life has so many differences, and you get to take some of that in there, just enjoying and observing it. So I thought this was an amazing looking movie, and I'm looking forward to checking it out myself. I haven't seen it. I've just watched the trailer and done the research and on the background, and it's definitely. I hope people can check it out, because I'd like to see more of this grow, because it's sharing cultural beliefs, and it's also showing that a lot of us in many ways are very much alike. We all experience those tragedies and hardships in our life that we go and go through it. Maybe this simple act of being a caretaker for this tree shows that, gives him a moment of growth and insight, and maybe we get a little bit out of that by kind of checking it out or finding that for ourselves somewhere out in the areas near you, your nature, your safe spaces. But so that was my second pick, and I hope some people check it out. It looks really beautiful, and I like the idea of the story.
Yeah, I was trying to bring the trailer up, but like
it'll
play and then it'll start buffering at like the 3-second mark. So I don't know if you can bring it up. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, let me try.
All right. I don't know if you share screen if you didn't log in with the official.
I did.
Ooh, look at you. Let's go.
No. Getting to be a veteran here.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Hold on, let me. Oh, do I have to mute it? Okay.
Oh, please do.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was looking up like the animation studio and the people also. There's no sub, so we can't. I don't know what they're talking about, but like you said, EJ, the art style,
that's gorgeous,
really great. Yeah, I'm already loving it.
Yeah, it's a very it's drama based, but I mean the supernatural element is there as well. So
yeah,
but not in a way that is confrontational or conflicted at all. It's more of your own soul, the world around you, your past, your present, your future, kind of just everything going on, everything in life that we all kind of experience and deal with. And I thought that this just looks like it's conveying it in a way that I would love to hear the whole story play out.
Yeah. The main character kind of looks and reminds me of the main character in Lord of Mysteries.
Yeah, he does. He does. He kind of looks like that classic young hero kind of look. I mean, it reminded me of Lazarus or Cowboy Bebop. Axel reminded me of Axel, and I was like, but I could see that it's one of those that I'm probably gonna just want to check out and probably watch more than once just to get those feels in, the vibe.
Yeah, it looks like it was $1 million. So I guess it was written as a story first.
Yeah, book.
By author Keigo Higashino, who's a major Japanese novelist, and I guess was a 1,000,000-copy bestseller in Japan, following the success of, if you know anything about this, The Miracles of the Namiya General Store. But I'm not seeing when it's supposed to come out. It does say it's supposed to be released.
It came out June 3rd or January 30th.
January 30th. January 30th. Okay.
In Japan, though, so we probably look for a release hopefully soon. With I was looking for the U.S. release. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
They might have updated the U.S. release now. So.
It's a studio that did it.
We're not going to get to see it till June.
Okay.
I mean, there might be ways. I'm sure you could find services that are available that you could maybe check.
Oh, it's A1 Pictures.
Yeah, I was about to say A1 Pictures, and the director is the same director from Sword Art Online.
Yeah. Oh well, there you go. Nice.
That fits. Yeah.
Tomihiko Ito.
Mm-hmm. That fits. I mean, you could tell with the art direction, it's very well done. So, yeah. So it's already it just released in Japan, and you might be able to find it on some other services, but we're looking at a scheduled release of June. So, not in our winter lineup, but in Japan.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, I was looking at it and looking at some of the what you say, the information on it, as far as kind of it being a journey of self-realization for the main character and whatnot. The art alone, I'm bought in, and anytime, I'm sort of a sucker for that, but anytime like I'm watching anime and it can like bring me a little bit of information, education on the culture of the country. Like this is trees being this big, and people believing in paying the respect and believing it has supernatural powers and meaning and healing and all of this stuff. Like I'm 100% down for something like that. And for it to be a movie, and I'm not sitting there trying, because this looks like if it was a series, it'd be long drawn out and people would probably lose interest.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
If it's just you go sit and it's like a 90-minute, possibly a little bit more than an hour and a half of good storytelling. I think that would hit the sweet spot of kind of what I'm looking for when it comes to movies like this.
All right. What's your next one there, Jackie? What you got?
So I'll just get right into more of the drama and death and all of that.
We need that too, okay? We need that too.
So the one that I'm going to talk about is All You Need Is Kill. It actually released January 16th in theaters, and it got an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.8 on IMDb. So this one, if you guys like time loops, and that's your thing, and people got to figure out like why it is that they keep dying, like that's what this is. Kind of reminds me of ReZero a little bit. Just the fact of the time loop, not so much like everything else. But as you're gonna see, like the animation is pretty sick. Like I always love the different types of animation drawings, like Love, Kill, and Robots, I believe, does like a lot of different
Love,
types
Death,
of
and Robots.
Death, thank you.
Yeah.
But it's based. The studio is a Studio 4 Degrees Celsius is the one that created this. So they're an independent animation studio that comes from a temperature at which water is most dense, which I thought was really cool. But it worked, created this movie with Warner Bros. In Japan as well. But overall, what the whole entire story is about is it's a high concept sci-fi adaptation with strong voice talent, continuing the legacy of its novel, where it's based off of. But it's about this young girl here and another boy who essentially, it starts off with the girl, she keeps dying. And she doesn't, every time that she tries to tell people that the world is getting invaded by aliens and that it's going to end and that no one believes her. And then she dies and she goes back in time and she wakes up in her bed at the same time, every single time, the same date. And she's starting to go crazy, of course, at this point because no one believes her and she keeps dying. She keeps seeing this happening and no one's doing anything about it until one day she meets a boy around her age that is going through the exact same thing. and he's experiencing it. And so now him and her team up to try to figure out like what's going on, why are these aliens invading the Earth, and try to protect it and get people to do something about it. The novel is called All You Need Is Kill, but it's a little bit different. That one came out in 2004, and it's about a soldier named Keiji Kiriya, maybe, who was also trapped in the time loop during war against aliens until he meets a female soldier. So a little bit of a gender swap with like the main character versus whatever. And then it was adapted into the Hollywood film, if anyone's watched it, The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise. Though the book and the movie have very significant differences, particularly, I guess, in their endings. And there is a manga adaptation. I couldn't find the manga sales, though, so if someone has that. But the voice cast has a lot of great people in it. So you got people from Demon Slayer, specifically Tanjiro's voice actor. You have one of the, supposedly she's like the queen of voices. She's voiced Angel in Angel Beats, Siryu in Akame ga Kill, Kanroji in Demon Slayer, Queen in To Be Hero X. So this chick's been like literally in everything. It was crazy. So they got a really good cast for this. It premiered at Annecy, I think it's called, Animation Festival in June. And then Japan, it was released in January 9th. And then it came out January 16th via G Kids. So, and then the English dub is with the G Kids. So apparently, like everyone, like early trailer and fan buzz, they're excited, especially like the sci-fi crowds, and a lot of people who are fans of Edge of Tomorrow, Connection, and everything, and the novel. Like people are like, hell yeah, this can be great. The animation for me reminds me a lot, if you ever watched Code Lyoko, back in the day, like cartoon that was on, I think
The kids had them big ass foreheads.
they did.
Yeah.
But
you know the animation I'm looking. You remember when MTV was trying to do their animation? It's Aeon Flux.
Mm-hmm.
You remember?
Yeah,
that's what the
I don't know.
Let me try to bring up.
Yeah,
or you could probably go like the
MTV.
Aeon Flux cartoon.
Especially with the
Oh,
motion of the body and stuff. Like when they showed her like her face come up to the camera, basically.
oh
and
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it's
gonna be
almost
honest.
perfect
this is before my time.
scene for scene with
She's like, it's way
Aeon
before
Flux. When Aeon Flux is into an action scene or something.
Yeah. So
Oh, dude,
that's
her
the
hair
first
is
thing I
sick.
saw. I'm just like, yo, this is giving me Aeon Flux vibes. But yeah, this was on my list too, Jackie. Like when I had no idea about the novel and Edge of Tomorrow being based on a Japanese novel. I went to the theater. I was just like, I'm bored. Let me check this movie out. And I left the theater like, bro, that movie was kind of dope. I liked it.
Oh, you did go see it. Okay, sick.
No, not this. I'm talking about Edge of Tomorrow, the Tom Hanks, Emily Blunt. And I'm just like, that's kind of sick. And then you look into it and it's like, oh, it's based on this novel,
Yeah.
And then now seeing it animated, but a couple of wrinkles, like you said, swapping the main characters, or the characters having the Rita be the main character.
Yep.
But this one is more, so this tree comes down and it's like the alien invasion is within the tree, and these people are trying to like Rita and her friends, they're like hired, they wear these suits, they're trying to cut the roots of the tree to get rid of the tree. So that's their job. And then all of a sudden the tree's just like, and monsters, right?
Yeah.
Here you go.
So just like with Edge of Tomorrow, she dies. She wakes up the next day. She's like, she tries to use what she learned the previous life to move forward in this life. So their little slogan is die today to live for tomorrow. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. So, but not to still just continue praising this amazing movie that apparently came out in the States 16th January, and I haven't checked
didn't
it
know
out.
about it.
And
When I was doing all this research, I didn't know.
I'm like, why am I not getting any of this information?
Well, because it's not freaking mainstream anime or anything. They're not putting it out there. Like something Steve and I have learned too when we go to the movies a lot is like we'll see like a random movie. We're like, what's that? Like, never even heard of it. But the director, this is his feature debut, and the producer, she's the co-founder of the studio, but she's done a lot of support and work though with Studio Ghibli, and she was there like as a line producer. So you have like, I think, a good like director and producer that's running this film to like make it really great. But I'm excited. Studio 4 Degrees, if you want to know like some of the things that they've created, the biggest one that they're known for is creating the 5 segments of the Animatrix. They also created the award-winning avant-garde film called Mind Game. They created the next film, Tekkon King Creed, if you know that. They do a bunch of OVAs. Let's see, what else was the one? Oh, and they've also done Batman Side Story and Gotham Knight. And they also contributed to the 2 shorts of the anthology Halo Legends Origins and The Babysitter for all of you Halo fans.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
You know,
involved in a lot.
You said from Halo Legends?
Yeah, to the anthology
Halo
that was
Legends
an Origins and The Babysitter. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, because bro, I was in my Halo bag. It was a DVD, and it was just like several like animated shorts in the universe of Halo. And I remember, now that you mention it, like one of the segments, the animation was spot on, kind of like that, the style, the camera angles, and all that. So I'm gonna go rewatch that. But I'm always a sucker for that. Be like, full circle moments. Like, let me go see how they evolved from back in the early 2000s till now with how they're doing their animation. But
yeah,
that's
they've
a
been
good
out for
pick.
a while. They've been out since 1990, at least 1995. Their first film was Memories in Spriggan, 1995, 1998. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I'll most definitely be checking that one out. Hopefully, I don't know if it's still floating in the theaters because it's going on about a month here in the States. Normally, the non super popular anime don't exist in the theaters that long. Chainsaw Man barely did. I know Demon Slayer was around for a while.
Weird too. That was
boo, tomato.
tomato. So my second one is a movie that's out on Netflix, and I told you guys to check it out if you could. It's entitled 100 Meters, and it is a sports themed anime. And the thing that stuck out to me was the animation. Like when they are actually doing the running, I'm just like, this animation is like smooth. Like I'm not sure how they're doing this. Are they using computer gen? Like something was. I was just like, this shit looks not unreal as far as like that's not how people look running. But I'm just like, it's unreal how smooth and realistic the animation is during the running sequences, right? So I looked it up, and apparently, what they did is called a rotoscope, which they use actual live motion of people running, and they just drew over the actual frames of somebody running to give it the real fluid motions of them running. I'm trying to see. Hopefully,
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, because I think I've seen that before with martial arts, like in certain anime as well. I can't remember if it might have been Lazarus, maybe, or something where they use the same techniques to capture the motion so it's more realistic. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, but it's
he kind of looks like what's his face from Mob Psycho.
Like Mob. So it's pretty much it's a simple story. Like it's nothing too crazy. It's just a story of 2 kids. The main one is Togashi. He's like the gifted runner since birth. Like he just had perfect form, perfect speed. People are just like, God sent this kid speed. And then he meets Komiya, which is the kid with the bushy hair. They're both in school, and he just happens to come across this kid who's just like, hey, can you teach me how to run like you? And so they kind of build up this rivalry. The other kid moves away. Komiya moves away. Togashi, he ends up, going to high school and everything. But in his 20s, like he kind of starts losing his speed a little bit, kind of falls out of love with racing, beats some other kids. I think it was like late in high school. Goes to a different high school. Their track team isn't all that. They're just like, hey, can you just run with us? I just want to see you run. Like, you don't have to join a team. I want to see how you run, just so I can see how you start, to see if I can get some pointers. So he runs, and the minute he starts running, he falls back in love with it. So it's just a whole story about the dude who had it all and the kid who was grinding to get there. So Togashi and Komiya, they just meet up again in like the world finals. And, you know, there's other characters in between. But the part that really got me, and I'm just like, you guys need to check this out. There is a scene. And it's
all right, I found this. It's like how they animated, like,
yeah.
Wow.
Like, I was watching it, I'm just like, what the fuck?
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
How the hell?
That
But
is awesome.
there's this one scene, like they're getting ready to run, and so like the camera's on them, and you know they're at the starting blocks, they're doing their stretches, and then the camera starts going around the stadium, all hand drawn. You can still hear the sounds of them in the starting blocks. You hear the announcer over the thing, and it's like a 3-minute single set, like no cuts or anything, of just constantly going around. And I looked that scene up because apparently a lot of people were like, just how did they make this shit happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it's
9,830 animation cells to do that.
Whoa.
And the shit
wow.
that's also stands out is the backgrounds are like these watercolor, kind of to make them more subdued, so like the characters and stuff stand out more. So
I don't know
like,
if you can see my thing in the studio. Is it this scene right here, Willie?
yes. Now watch this. Like, what is it? It's about 4 minutes or something, right?
Yeah.
But look at the animation. You can see obviously how what Jackie just played, the live action, and you see them like doing the bows and everything. It's raining, and then this camera starts panning around the studio, and you're just I was sitting in my chair like, this is fucking amazing.
It is.
Yeah,
The
it's
background
so
looks like the
realistic.
background looks like classic newsreel for
Right? You see how it's like
yeah.
more subdued and stuff, and
Yeah.
the
you know,
harsh
like
lines.
yeah, you watch any of those old, you know, movie theater newsreels where they kind of went over the Olympics or something like that. This looks just like that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Holy crap! Yeah, this is amazing.
And I'm like, this is, how have I not heard? Like, it was in the top 10 watched on Netflix for a while. So like the reception is great. Like a lot of critics and stuff are, you know, throwing positive reactions their way. Obviously, one, they love the style of the film. Certain critics calling it a soulful gem. Somebody even said the film has this painterly grace. I'm guessing because of the watercolors. That look at this. Look at it. I mean, you're just looking at it. I'm just in awe.
No, yeah, I'm
this is
like staring at
I
this.
like
This is
how
amazing.
too, some of the clips, like the emotional clips, like when you saw him get, you know, angry, or you saw the one individual like kneeling and obviously upset. The animation changes and it conveys like the like the vibe of that motion. I thought that was really cool. Like, you know, it was flexible. It feels alive. You know, like it's reacting to what the story is showing you, not just
And like
static.
in this scene, all you hear is like, it's just the sounds. There's like no music or anything. So you're totally engrossed in this scene, you know. So I'm sitting there watching it with the surround sound and shit. Look at this.
Wow. Yeah, coming out the blocks like that.
Holy crap.
Wow.
They go from their drive to like their upright.
Yeah.
And you see like the strain on their faces. So that's those are the two characters,
Yeah.
Togiyasu and Komiya. So, and you see like Togi is just like, damn, I lost, like to the kid that didn't have the speed I had. So it's you start looking at it and you start seeing how important it is. And their whole dynamic is, why do people put so much weight and pressure on themselves for like these 10 seconds of a slice of life, and how important the running is to them? But 100 meters, 100%. Check that out. When it comes to the studio, The studio is called Studio Rock and Roll Mountain. This is the first time I've heard about it, about them. But I mean, if this is their first piece of work, I'm just excited to see what they have coming out, because sports anime that's out there, volleyball, obviously haiku, you got basketball with Kuroko's basketball and things like that. I've never seen a track and field one. There's probably one out there that I'm not tracking, but for it to be covered, you see what I did? Yeah. But to see it covered in this angle and the dedication to animate it so well, because like it's so easy to just draw standard running things like Naruto run and stuff, but to take the time to be like, we want this to be as true to the actual sport as possible. Props to them over at Studio Rock and Roll Mountain. So 100 meters, that is my second choice for you guys to check out over on Netflix, both dubbed and subbed. Now I tried watching it in dubbed at first. No, I tried watching it subbed at first, and other things were going on, so I had to switch over to dub. And the dub is just as emotional. So there's I would say there's no emotion loss. Like when they're angry in there, like it's angry. They're not saying anything corny like old dubs would probably do. So when you get a chance,
actors, it's got a good lineup. So
yeah, when you get a chance, check it out over on Netflix. I don't know one person that doesn't have a Netflix account. And if you don't, I'm not giving you my password because I heard they're cracking down on that stuff. So.
Yeah, they are.
They're not lying.
You gotta spend like $30 in order to like let other people
have it. Yikes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. I'm not sure if you guys have a third one we want to push through. I think you did, right?
I have 3 others, but they're just mentions. They're not like
okay. So, what you got?
Okay, first is and this one's obscure. It's called The Square. It's a story about a European diplomat in Pyongyang, and he's living a very controlled life because obviously he's a diplomat in a foreign country, and of all countries, it's Pyongyang. So he stands out like a 6 foot tall, blonde hair, blue eyed white guy in Pyongyang. So, but basically he ends up.
Sorry, what was it called again?
The Square.
The Square, and it's he ends up falling in love with this Korean traffic guard, or I think she's a traffic guard, like a metro officer, and he wants to be with this person, so he wants to stay there, but it's a rotation, just like anyone else who gets an assignment overseas or something. You can only stay for as long as your commitment is, and you can request to stay, and he does, to extend, but he gets denied his request, so he has to leave. But he's in love with this woman. He wants her to come with him, and it's basically a romance that leads into more of like a romance that can't be, and he doesn't want to give up. So you're watching his struggle as Isaac becomes very desperate to try to, keep this love going, but he knows he's got to go, and she doesn't want to leave with him. So, I just thought that once again, I went off the beaten path of action stuff with the movies. I just kind of wanted to see more of these takes on real world, real experience feelings. And I think we've all been, in relationships or something, so you can relate to in a sense. Anyone who has, been in relationships can understand the struggles there. So I pulled that one up. I thought that was interesting. There's not a whole lot of information on it. I've been looking to try to get more stuff, but if I do find more, I'll share it. But I've just done a touch on that. And Hathaway, which Willie brought up before we started, we were discussing it a little bit. It's a Gundam, and I was definitely interested in checking it out. But I don't have all the, one of those things we were discussing before the show is Gundam has such an in-depth and rich history. So anytime Gundam releases something, it probably has interconnections to something else. So I'm trying to research, am I going to walk into this and be able to carry on? Or am I going to walk into this and goes, who's that? What's this? What's going on? Because that can happen easily. But no matter what, anytime you see something Gundam, it's usually given 110% as far as the quality. So, and this looks like it carries that same tradition. And lastly, they're re-releasing Gundam Endless Waltz. So anyone who was a fan of that back from the Toonami days, I'm sure you want to check it out again, especially on the big screen. I think it's getting a big screen re-release, temporary, limited showing. But I love that movie. I love that whole series. Gundam Wing was amazing. As far as the drama, the action, everything all together, the asshole characters, and then you root for him anyway because you're like, he's terrible, but man, he's badass, And it's not in the way of like they're superhumanly badass. It's just the level of dedication and sacrifice that some of them make in these series, these Gundam series, because they're all human. There's no special powers coming along. There's no abilities or power-ups going to hit them anytime. But the level to which they're willing to sacrifice and die for their causes and because of the origins of their story is just very intriguing. So anything Gundam. So those are my other honorable mentions there. So but go ahead, Jackie, what you
got? So I had two more that I wanted to put out there, but one of them is like already pretty popular on Netflix. It's called, so let me scroll up.
K-pop Demon Hunters? No, I'm playing.
No.
What's that? I've never heard of that.
That's a sleeper.
It's in the top 10, I think, right now on Netflix. It's called Cosmic Princess Kaguya.
That's good.
I got a 7.3 on IMDb. The genre is a musical fantasy sci-fi adaptation of The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter, basically, but it's based on like your traditional like Princess Kaguya like movie and story, but obviously like completely modernized and made more fun, I guess. Just to go over the synopsis, let me scroll down. Yeah, so it's a unique musical fantasy blending folklore with modern virtual world themes. Right now, like people are saying, it's poised to be one of winter 2026's standout Netflix anime films. I will say, like, it looks super fun. I think it gets your like magical girl fix if that's something you're interested in, and it's a nice spin on the original story. Obviously, the original story is like more grounded in mythology, courtly society, very quiet, very symbolic. This one's more sci-fi, virtual space, like technology infused fantasy. I think they end up going into like a whole different virtual reality. But centered around this girl who she's like looking at the moon, wishes to the moon, and all of a sudden next day, like Princess Kaguya just shows up out of nowhere. And she's like, "There's no way you came from the moon." She's like, "No, I really did come from the moon." And then and it just goes through like their silly nuances of how they like interact and then go into this like virtual reality. I will say that like there's a lot of like popular, whether it's cast or studios or music even, that put work into this film. So Studio Colorado, I think is how you pronounce it. They are known for movies like A Whisker Away, if you ever watched that, which is a really good movie.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, My Oni Girl. Studio Chromato also is working on this, which is known for the first and second season JJK openings, as well as Pokemon Twilight Wings. And then Twin Engine, which is known for Psychopaths, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, Vinland Saga, and Zenshu. Twin Engine didn't make Zenshu, but it worked with Mappa on it. And then the director is known for the openings for the animation in Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, Ranking of Kings, Rising of Shield Hero, Urusei Yatsuro. So there's a lot that the director has done, and the producer I didn't really have much on, but it released January 22nd, so it's on Netflix with Japanese and English dub and subs available. The cast is also like pretty good. Sorry, the dog was chasing that. The music though, if you ever like fans of Tokto P or Guilty Crown, Naruto Shippuden, you got a lot of like bands that have done those openings. And then there. I didn't see like the budget when I was looking it up, but it's probably definitely out there. And then, sorry, where else was I gonna get it for the?
I will say with this one, the thing I do like is that, like you said, the visual aspect. I do like when they do. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but certain scenes where they do back stories or like they do anything like that. The style will go to like either like on a Japanese scroll or even in some points like 8-bit, style of visuals to let you know like, hey, this is backstory compared to what's happening now. So.
Sorry, I'm gonna. Yeah, here's the animation looks incredible. It definitely gave me Zenshu vibes with like all of the colors, so I can see where like that, little piece of it is in there. The other thing I wanted to bring up that I had written in here and I can't find it.
So also, this Studio Colorido, they have a deal, a partnership, I guess, a multi-picture deal with Netflix. So this is like their first one that they're putting out for them. And, for it to be reviewed and received as much as it is, like you could just, I hope that we all talked about it like, hey, Netflix, let's get a bigger footprint when it comes to anime. Maybe this is their step, maybe this is why they raised our subscription fees to $15 a month or some shit.
Yeah,
like
right.
So.
Yeah. So this one looks like fun, and it the art and the colors, like everything, it's very striking, and I like it. I haven't watched it yet at all, so I'm excited to. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I really, really want to watch this. And again, of course, it's in the top 10 right now on Netflix, so everyone's watching it. And then the other one that I had is called Whoever Steals This Book. So this one also looks. Sorry, I'm pulling it up while I'm talking. But this one is essentially about a young girl. Her name is Mifuyu Mikura. She lives in this like town called Yamanaga, and it's a bookstore lined town. Like there's just a buttload of like bookstores, and she begrudgingly like lives here with her family's vast legacy, which is their legendary Mikura Hall Library. But she hates books. Now all of a sudden there's like several volumes of a book are stolen, and she realizes this, and then all of a sudden an ancient book curse essentially engulfs the town, transforming it into shifting worlds drawn from the stories themselves. So with her city slipping into realms of fiction, she then teams up with a mysterious dog-eared girl named Ashiro to chase down the thief and unravel the curse itself. And they embark on this fantastical journey through story worlds where adventure, danger, mystery, personal growth collide. Like they're just like going through a bunch of different books essentially. Sorry, let me look it up. It's called Whoever Steals This Book. Oops, I spelled that wrong, but whatever. Yeah, so it's fantasy, adventure, mystery. The studio is Kagokan, so it's a newer studio that was founded by the producer Yuji Higa, who's known for work on Assassination Classroom and Toilet Bound Hanako. The director is involved with character-driven fantasy adventures, such as if you've ever watched Phantom of the Idol or Radiant type related work. The music composer is the acclaimed composer that's known for Full Metal Alchemist. All the music on there, Little Witch Academia, and a lot of different films and dramas. This person won Japan Academy Film Prize for Best Music. So I'm excited for the music piece, big time. But yeah, so it released in Japan December 26. Now it's going to be playing into early 2026. With the expected release in North America for February 28th to March 15th sometime. And then there will be like the general screening via the Crunchyroll theatrical release. So whenever, you get those exclusive ones too. It is based on a novel that's called Whoever Steals This Book, which was published in October 2020. And that was nominated for the 2021 Japan Booksellers Award. And then, let's see. I think that's pretty much all I had for that. But this one looks fun. It looks different. The animation I thought looked really cool.
Yeah,
and
this
I
is
like
good.
that.
I like the
I like-
the colors and the use of dark and light there was really cool.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about like the book to story world transition. Talk about how that's really interesting, and they're excited to see that. Which same for me. I do like that. So you're going to go through all these different stories and stuff. Yeah. So those are my two that I definitely wanted to talk about and put out there.
Good picks. And then for me, it's kind of a quick hitters. They're more, I guess, expansions or anniversary things because I know Assassination Classroom, because of the 10th anniversary of the franchise, they're releasing I guess you could call it a film. All it does is just take chapters of the manga that weren't animated in the initial run of the series, putting them together, kind of like missing pieces, if you want to say, of again, Class 3E trying to kill, their teacher. Is it Koro Sensei? I believe so. Yeah, Koro Sensei. Couple of new characters that people who just watched the anime aren't tracking. New assassins that are trying to come out here and kill him as well. That time I got reincarnated as Slime, Tears of the Azure Sun. One of probably, I think, top 3 isekai that are going out. You got ReZero out there, a couple others, but a lot of people, they like, the time I got reincarnated as Slime. It's an original story based in that universe. Studio 8-Bit is the one running that. But again, it's the leader, Rimuru, who is the slime who can turn into anything and absorb everybody's powers. The OP isekai person, So they're caught in a conspiracy involving a blue sea cruise, and they awaken a water dragon, and they have to take it out. So if you're a fan of the slime tier, go ahead and check that out. And Gintama, depending on where you're from. Third movie is out. Again, probably one of the longest running anime out there. It's one of those where I'm just like, I would like to watch this. It's very self-aware, very, they'll make fun of themselves. It's the kind of franchise where if you go watch the movie, because it's a remake, not a remake, kind of like a remaster of some of the older things in this show. It's the type of show that they would probably make fun of themselves in the movie about it being a remake. Like they'd probably do some, I have a feeling we've been here before or some shit. That's the type where they throw it there. So make sure to just check that out if you're a fan of it. I know they have 3 movies out. I'm not sure. I got to go look to see like if these movies are kind of how One Piece will release movies where you can kind of watch these movies and get a general understanding of what's going on in the timeline instead of watching every episode because Gintama's been out for a while. So
really, really long time.
So those are the ones I'm putting out there. And then like what Jay said, the Gundam Hathaway. I know this is the second in the trilogy. It's supposed to be a projected trilogy. Yeah. So many timelines, so many different, battles and campaigns. Like visually, it looks amazing when you're watching it. You're like, what? But then you'll jump into that one and be like, what the fuck is going on? Why are they fighting each other? What is this? So it's one of those, sit down, do some research, see where a good jumping point is for this, and then hopefully enjoy it moving forward. But
maybe when all 3 of them are done, you can watch the trilogy.
Oh yeah, just go back
there.
Now I know.
Now okay.
But it is beautiful, like you said. I mean, it looks great.
Yep, but those that's pretty much what I got, and I'm just like you said, some of these they released in theaters that we weren't tracking, like All You Need Is Kill. Like this is one that I would have been like, I need to check this out based on how much I liked Edge of Tomorrow, and then looking at my AMC app, it's just like, no, it's not here no more.
Yeah, it is. I just looked it up and it's not streaming anymore.
It's great if they had like a theater that, even an older theater that would just like, show some of these.
I will say it's tough. It's tough because outside of Demon Slayer, I have not seen a theater packed for anime. Like when I went to go see Chainsaw Man, it was like probably half, full, and it was spacious. So like they'll put it in there. Like what's the one you talk about? Scarlet? Like I'm pretty sure if I go to this 4:00 showing, it's not gonna be a grip of people. And they're giving it the IMAX theater. So it's like movies will lose money putting anime things in there if the fans don't come out.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's cool when I walk in there and I see the people sitting in there. We all look at each other like, we know what cinema is.
These are my people. These are my people.
Yeah. I see you up there, bro.
I see you.
No shame. let's mark out to some good anime.
Some really great movies you guys have brought up here that I'm just like excited, especially that the Milky Subway.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. I mean, you can go because it'll be released in theaters, but if you just want to check it out and get a vibe for it, like I said, it's over on YouTube, both subbed and dubbed. So cool. So unless you got any last things, we'll go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled programming and wrap up episode 27.
Yeah.
Eat the Cake.
yes, sir.
Make sure I click the right video.
Excellent. I got so much stuff now to watch too, like movies on top of series. I'm like, oh man, I got so much to watch. And I need to make an apology. I always say Gamakucha for some reason. And when I say that, because I'm butchering the pronunciation, I'm talking about Gachakura. I don't know why my brain always does that, but I'm like, oh, like that art from the Gamakucha. I'm like, oh, Gamakucha. I don't know.
You're muted again, Willie.
I don't know why. I'll hear it in my head too, and I'll be like, "That is not the name you're talking. You're not talking about."
Gamakucha.
Gamakucha.
Yeah. Every time you say it, I'm like, nah, I know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
at this point,
I'm gonna pull my Japanese
accept you
card.
for you.
Yeah. I'm
They're
like, yeah,
calling
Willie.
now to pull my Japanese card. They're like, "I'm sorry, sir. You are not one of us any longer." You can't pronounce anything.
You got one more time.
You can't fish. You're not good at math, and you suck at pronunciation. All the
Revoke
things
your
you're
Japanese
good
card.
at. Yeah.
You
Revoke.
dishonored your family.
I'm gonna have to commit seppuku here in front of everyone. Like,
All right, but like EJ said, great movies. Looking forward to trying to figure out when they come to streaming, if they can, or I'm not advising this. I actually advise against it, but I know some of you guys out there sail the high seas looking for some of this stuff. But
Pearl out there.
You're out there looking for the One Piece. Wink.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Unintended.
Yeah, but for the most part, looking forward to this. Obviously, hopefully the shows we talked about last episode, plus the movies and stuff this episode, they'll tie us over until spring, which I'm assuming
I did
we'll
start
have
watching Champignon. I can never say that word. Which?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How
just
you like
started
it?
watching that. I like it.
Okay. Yes. Because I recommend it.
I like the animation style a lot. I like the I like it a lot.
I'm getting more into my other than shonen anime
Yeah.
arc.
It's
I
fun.
think.
I've been doing it for a while now. It's fun.
I'm liking these
there's
ones
a lot
that,
out
like,
there.
especially both of you have found some recently that are just nuanced in a way that they're either projected towards what they feel it's growing towards, or they're so anchored in the origins of anime. Both of you brought some out recently that are just like A+, man. I mean, I've checked it out and I'm like, man, it's gonna have to go on my list. And some of them are just jumping, just like that short you brought up, Jackie. I'm like, I just want to watch it over. I know because it's short, it makes it easy, but I just want to like, all right, everything else, pause for a second. I gotta check this out,
because it's an easy. I don't want to say easy kill, but like it's easy. Hey, I watched this one. Good.
Yeah,
now
and I mean,
the
Milky Subway Galactic Express. That's just so amazing that one man has put all this. And I'm looking, and there's episodes that have over 500,000 views, and I'm like, it deserves it. I hope it gets knocked up there because it looks great, you know. So
awesome. Well, that's about all we got. Hopefully everybody is tuned in. And like I said, there are some people, shout out to the people who joined us, obviously, in the comments. And if you're watching this later and there's a movie or something that we didn't mention that you're aware of, go ahead and let us know in the comments. You see the socials there. Just go to Facebook, look for Eat the Cake Anime, or over on IG, Eat the Cake, that fill-in. And we're also over here on YouTube. Same thing. Find us, let us know in the comments what you like, what you didn't like, and if you heard one that we recommended and you checked it out and you're like, oh, this is pretty, I like it. Thanks, guys. Come let us know. We appreciate all the feedback. And, we want to make this a show of the people, for the people, and all that stuff.
By the people.
By the people. Yeah, all of the people.
To turn us on to, we're always down for that.
Or of, by, with, alongside. All of the words.
What other synonyms we got?
We want to make this a community project over here.
United.
Yeah. This isn't a one-person show on this side. So, Jackie, EJ, I got a couple of outros here.
Okay.
Okay.
Option 1 is the balance standard. Option 2 is the high energy hype outro.
I'm going with the high energy.
Option 3 is the short and punchy.
No, I want the high energy.
High energy hype. We're all about that. The good vibes.
I mean, it's not what you guys think. All right.
No.
So, winter 2026 is officially looking fire, and we cannot wait to see those stories hit the big screen. Which one are you betting your popcorn money on? Let us know at our socials. You've been listening to Eat the Cake Anime. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a slice of the latest news and reviews. We'll catch you on the next episode. Stay hungry, stay obsessed, and we'll see you at the movies.
Ooh.
Wow. That's a slick one. That was pretty slick, man.
I heard that news and reviews.
Yeah, that little spice thing. I was like, oh yeah. Way to tie it in.
It's learning. AI's just like, I'm picking up what you're putting down there.
Yeah.
All right. But again, thanks to everybody who took time out of their Saturday morning to hang with us. And we'll see you 2 weeks from now. If anything changes, we'll let you know. But we got something planned. Valentine's Day is coming up. Follow the socials. We're going to have an interactive bracket where you can vote for the best anime couple of all time. So we'll be posting that bracket up. Voting will start Monday, and then we'll see who you guys choose as your favorite lovebirds in anime. And if it's not Naruto and no, I'm playing. You guys. I'm biased.
Yeah.
Naruto Hinata, but you guys pick who you want, whatever. But thanks again. See you guys soon. Make sure to vote. Stay tuned to the socials, all of that stuff. Like Jackie said, news, reviews, all of that. You guys take care. Yep. You guys take care. Peace.
Peace.